was the Batman Cape Crusader project, and this is being done by J.J. Abrams and um, I'm forgetting the name. Who was the Batman?
Reeves.
Yeah,
Is it
Matt
Matt
Reeves,
Reeves?
J.J. Abrams, and the creator of the um,
Yeah, I can't think of his name. He's over on DC
yes,
animated stuff.
Oh,
Bruce
Timm.
Timm,
Is
right?
it Bruce Timm?
So they're doing this together, and it's going to be an interesting project because it seems like the font here says to me that it's Batman the animated series, right? And even the look of it kind of is similar to that. But again, the costume is different, and they're saying that it's kind of a reboot. So I'm not sure what exactly to expect, but I'm intrigued. Although I hate this cowl and the ears, but apart from that, I am definitely
Hmm.
intrigued.
Yeah, can you bring up some of the comments as well from the chat there as well, and Stephen answers?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's hard to not get. While I'm saying like this other stuff I'm not really excited about, and even with like this is I'm a little bit cynical about, but it's hard to not get excited about a new iteration of Batman for me. There's just knowing that they're not going to stick to one take is always encouraging. I think the stuff that's the hardest to get excited about is the stuff that they like take forever about
Yeah.
and then kind of introduce like even with the Superman stuff there's so many expectations to me of like what they're going to have to force Superman to be, but with this it's like okay, so you've got Affleck's Batman in The Flash, and you've got Keaton's Batman in The Flash, and you've got um, Reeves and Pattinson's Batman coming, and now you've got this Batman animated series. It's a lot easier to be excited about that just because you know that they're probably going to try to differentiate it in some way and maybe try to do some new things. And having Bruce Timm involved, I mean, maybe doesn't mean the same thing in 2021 as it would have meant in like 2010. But it's still exciting, and those are three big names that could produce something really interesting and really cool. Um, I would with stuff like this, it's hard for me to be fully sold without being told like why. Like what was it that made them say like, "Ooh, we need to do this as an animated series," and just a poster and a title doesn't quite do that for me. Um, but I do give those three specific people enough benefit of the doubt to say like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt with a poster. You still need to explain more, but Abrams and Reeves and Timm, they have a track record to speak of, so um, I'm interested.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they just showed us the poster and who was involved. It would have been cool to have a tagline. Cape Crusader will follow Batman and such while he goes through such and such, interacting with such and such. It would have given us a fair idea. It would have got us a little bit more excited instead of just a poster. And I think J.J. Abrams is a very good producer. I don't think Matt Reeves and him will be like every single day slogging on this show. I think they're there for probably name as well. I think isn't Matt Reeves' production company is not attached. Is it to either Warner Media or to HBO Max now? They made a deal there last year. So or maybe earlier on this year. But yeah, it looks very gothic, but it's probably not going to be that dark either because this is also attached to Cartoon Network.
Oh,
So it's going to cater to kids a lot. Yeah, so it's a HBO Max, Cartoon Network, Bad Robot Production, or whatever Matt Reeves' production company is
Yeah,
called as
but
well. So it,
Cartoon Network has done
yeah.
some pretty dark stuff too, though. So, um,
which,
I don't know.
which ones are you thinking?
I'm a little bit on the fence about it. But I don't like the ears, but in a way that also kind of wins me over, because they're already making stylistic decisions that I know are going to piss people off,
Like Ben
and the
here.
fact that they're comfortable doing that makes me know that they're going to take risks in other in other areas. And maybe that's weird of me to like focus on that, but like whenever you show me something like that, I'm like, you know what? I don't love the ears. I would love for them to win me over. Whereas if it was just like a traditional Batman design, I'm like, oh, okay, it's just more of they're like rubber stamping, like, oh, you like Batman? Here's more Batman. And you can tell already it's not that just because of the ears alone.
True.
They find themselves in a weird position, Warner Brothers, because I'll give you a WWE wrestling analogy here. So John Cena was the Superman of WWE for years. So he was could never beat him. He was headline of every pay per view, huge fan, biggest merchandise sales. ever. So like you had Hulk Hogan back in the early 80s and 90s, then The Rock came, then John Cena. And John Cena has been the very last superstar of WWE, and they've changed their methods in a way where they don't. While John Cena was on top, they never pushed anyone else. So let's just say Batman's on top now. He's the go-to guy for Warner Brothers. He makes the money, merchandise deals, TV shows. Like I think this is an opportunity to bring a new character to the audience and say, this character here is a. You guys probably have better examples, but this character here, who's never been really shown to us in animation before or movies, here's a show, and J.J. Abrams is going to produce it while Matt Reeves produces as well. You know, that would probably be more beneficial to Warner Brothers in the long run to create a new superstar. And now WWE are struggling because they never created stars. Well, John Cena was a star, and now they're kind of lost and they have no profile or high profile star to sell the merchandise or headline the pay-per-views. What happens, like, without Batman or Superman, like who else do they have to really do that going forward in the future? So I wish they would try different characters and more risks, because Batman has been used and used and used. You know, why not try somebody else?
Overused, I think, at this
See how it
point.
goes, at least.
But again, this might not
Times,
be
yeah.
like
I
this
mean,
is not the main universe thing, right? So I guess that doesn't count.